Hello friends, welcome to SQL Server tutorial. In this video, we will provide object level permission to a database user. Alright, now let's go to the demo. Now we will log in as SA user account. And we will go to the database. So under pubs user, if you expand security user node, you can see guest user. Right click here and choose properties. So let's pick the general tab, and you can see the username is guest user and login name is guest login. So login is the one the user connects to the SQL server. They can be on a different machine also. They can use this login. They can use this login to connect to the SQL server. And username is something that is useful to provide object level permission at database level. And here the default schema is DBO. Now let us click on Securable and click search here. So this is to provide object level permission. So here you can see there are different kind of object permission you can grant here. We will go with this default specific object and click OK. This will present a new dialog. So here if you see select object types, select these object types. So for that we need to invoke one more dialog, object types. And in this select object types, you can see there are varieties of database objects displayed here. One is databases, stored procedure, tables, view, inline function, scalar function. Almost all the database objects are displayed here. Alright, so now let's concentrate on table level permission. So let us pick tables. You can employ this same technique for other database objects. Here we are just picking tables and clicking OK. So select these object types, tables, right? So if you want to provide object level permission for multiple objects, you can pick other objects from this list. So tables is what we selected here, and when you click browse after selecting the specific object type, it will list all the selected object. Here we selected only the table, so it will list all the table type here. So if there are table and view here in this list, then when you are browsing, it will show both the table as well as view. So here you can see all the tables that belongs to the pubs database. So in this list, let me select employees table and jobs table. So here I'm clicking OK. Now if you see select object, tables, and we picked two objects. For that we want to set permission. Now in the select object, we picked what are all the objects for which we want to set permission. So first we did specify a particular database object. In that we picked the tables. Then through the browse we picked a specific table, employee and job. So if you select a multiple object type here, the list will be big. So that's why this time we just specified the table and picked only two objects. Once I click OK here, you can see the two securables. The two securables are displayed under the securables list. let us first pick the employee, and here we will provide grant for delete, insert, select, as well as update. So insert, update, delete, as well as select. So all four permission we are giving. The user cannot drop the table. They can only do this DML operation: delete, insert, update, and select. For job table, we will provide only the select permission. So if you see here, now you got an idea of how a object level permission can given to a specific login. So the login is guest login, that is mapped to the username guest user. The guest user can access the pubs database. Under pubs database, they can access only these two objects. Two objects, both are of type table. Under employee table, they can perform only insert, select, update, and delete. And in jobs table, they can perform only the select action. In the sense the guest login. So if you see who is giving this permission, the permission is granted by a super user. We can call SA. SA is a powerful user, and that's the default admin. And SA user is logged into SQL Server, and he is providing permission to the guest user. Guest user is mapped to the login guest login. Right now, this is our dialog, right? We will click OK. So object level permission was given. Now we can disconnect the SA account and we will use guest login and choose ABC123. So now we are using the guest login to connect to SQL Server, and this guest login is mapped to only one database user, and that user have access to the pubs database. Now if I expand database, you can see both pubs and Northwind, but the user cannot browse the Northwind, so he will get error. Right, only pubs they can expand, and in the pubs also, since we provided object level permission, they can view only those two objects. Now let's open a new query window here. Here if you see, when we select from employee, that will work. Why? Because for the guest login or guest user, we provided permission for the employee table, and in job table also he can make a selection. The user can make a selection. Let us test the update statement, and we know that the guest login can edit the employee. Right, here we are editing the employee with the middle initial as K, and if you see, one row affected, and then we are putting back the original initial, and we don't see any security issue here. Well, because SA user granted employee update, delete, and insert permission to guest login, because SA user granted permission for insert, update, delete to guest login. So when you try to update the jobs table, you will get error. Why? Because the user who is trying to update jobs table is a guest login, and SA user account provided permission for select only on this specific jobs table. So let's try execute update, and here you can see the update permission was denied on the object jobs database pubs schema DBO. This is because the user guest login don't have access to jobs. In jobs table, the guest login can perform only the select operation. So that's all here. You can see the permission denied message because guest login don't have access to update on the jobs table. So the access given for jobs is only the select. That's all here in this video. Thank you for watching. Bye.